You know how it is when a group just blows up, seemingly out of nowhere. It feels like it happened in a flash. Well, today, we're going to break down the story of P-pop kings, Sb19, and really get into how an overnight success can actually be years in the making.
I mean, you've probably seen the Gento dance challenge that completely took over social media. Or maybe you've heard their tracks, like Damn, just dominating the Billboard charts. Right now, their success feels, well, it feels undeniable, like they're just everywhere, all at once.
But what if I told you that right before their big break, the group was so close to disbanding that they had one final last-ditch song to save their entire dream? Yeah, that's the real story behind all the glamour.
All right, so let's just tear into this myth, shall we? This whole idea that Sb19 just appeared out of thin air, fully formed and already on top of the world.
And look, their success is just off the charts. By March of 2025, their single Damn had hit #1 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart. That's not just a local hit, that's global recognition. This is the absolute peak of the mountain. But to really understand how they got here, we have to go all the way back to the bottom.
So let's hit rewind. Before the awards and the screaming fans, their story was one of pure, anonymous, relentless grind.
See, their journey didn't kick off with some lucky viral video in 2019. Oh no. It started way back in 2016. For 3 solid years, we're talking over 1,000 days, they were locked in this grueling Korean-style training system. Just imagine, daily 9 to 9 rehearsals, non-stop vocal drills, and perfecting every single synchronized move. And when they finally debuted in 2018 with their song Tilahuha, crickets. Almost no one noticed. Think about that kind of dedication with absolutely zero guarantee it would ever pay off.
And this wasn't just some creative struggle, it was deeply personal and financial. They've talked in interviews about days when they couldn't even afford transportation to get to practice or to eat a proper meal. They were pouring every ounce of their being into a dream in a country that didn't really even have a P-pop scene yet.
Which brings us to this critical turning point. By 2019, things were looking bleak, and the group was facing a make-or-break moment. This was literally it.
So on one hand, you have their debut, Tilaluha, a song that, for all their hard work, just fizzled out. And on the other hand, you have Go Up. This wasn't just another single. With the group right on the verge of breaking up, this song was their final gamble, their absolute last shot.
And I'm not exaggerating. The group's leader, Pablo, put it bluntly to the members. If this didn't work, we might have to call it quits. The stakes could not have been higher. Everything they had poured their lives into for 3 years came down to this one song. And then it happened. A fan posted their dance practice video for Go Up online, and it just exploded. But here's the thing. It wasn't a lucky break. It wasn't the algorithm. The video went viral because the precision, the razor-sharp synchronization, it was simply undeniable. It was a raw display of talent that could only come from thousands of hours of training. This was the overnight success that was meticulously crafted for over 1,000 days. Now, after that breakthrough, they didn't just ride the wave. Nope, they started building an empire. This is the part of the story where they took complete control of their own destiny.
And the world started to notice in a huge way. In 2021, they made history, becoming the first Filipino and Southeast Asian act ever to be nominated for a Billboard Music Award for Top Social Artist. They were officially, undeniably, on the global map.
And at home, they became titans. By 2025, they weren't just participating in the Filipino music scene, they were the scene. At the Filipino Music Awards, they had a clean sweep, taking home 6 awards, including the biggest one of the night. Artist of the Year. Total domination.
So how do you secure a legacy like that? You take ownership. In 2023, they made the incredibly bold move to form their own company, 1Z Entertainment. And this wasn't just a business decision. This was about creative freedom. This was about ensuring they could make the music they wanted, the way they wanted, forever.
So when you put all the pieces together, their story becomes something so much bigger than just one group's success. It becomes a new model. A new way forward.
So why does this all matter? Because they created a whole new blueprint. Part 1, authenticity. They proved you can champion your own language and your own culture and still top global charts. Part 2, preparation. They showed everyone that a viral moment isn't the start, it's the payoff for a foundation of relentless hard work. And the final, most crucial part, ownership. They built their own house, establishing a path for artists to manage themselves and control their own creative destiny. They completely redefined the game.
In the end, Sb19's legacy isn't just their music. It's the powerful idea that you don't have to wait for a path to success to appear. Sometimes you have to build it yourself, brick by painful brick. They didn't just find success, they are the blueprint.